why their love looks different. They won't tell you. Not directly. Not in the way you're hoping for. When they love you, it doesn't arrive in grand speeches or daily, "I love you." It rarely looks like the love you see in movies. It doesn't sweep you off your feet. Instead, it stands quietly in the corner, watching, protecting, hoping you'll notice. For the avoidant, love is the most dangerous thing they know. Yes, dangerous, because love is closeness. Closeness means being seen, and being seen means being vulnerable. And vulnerability? That's where they've been hurt before. Somewhere in their story, they learned closeness came with a cost. Maybe they reached for a parent and were met with coldness. Maybe they opened their heart and it was dismissed, mocked, ignored. So they adapted. They told themselves, "I don't need as much. I can do it alone. I'm fine without it." And in some ways, they became experts at surviving without emotional closeness. They built independence into a shield. They learned to meet their own needs. They learned to function without leaning. That shield works well in the world. It keeps them from being disappointed. It keeps them moving forward. But here's the problem. When they meet someone they care about, someone they want to let in, that same shield gets in the way. So even when they love you, they hold back. Not because you're unworthy, not because they don't feel enough, but because feeling too much at once feels unsafe. If you've ever been in love with an avoidant, you've probably noticed the pattern. They'll come close, then they'll pull away, they'll open up, then they'll retreat. It's not because they've changed their mind. It's because their nervous system can only handle closeness in doses. Imagine being someone who's been burned by fire, and now you're holding a candle. You want to keep it near because it's warm, because it lights the dark, but you're terrified that if you hold it too long, it will burn you again. That's what love feels like to them. So their version of loving looks different. It's not constant proximity. It's not emotional floods. It's measured, careful, balanced between approach and retreat. And here's where many people get it wrong. They see the retreat as rejection. They see the quiet as indifference. They see the space as a sign of not caring. But for the avoidant, that space is what allows them to keep caring. It's how they protect the connection from becoming overwhelming. You might be thinking, if they loved me, they wouldn't need to pull away. But for them, pulling away is how they can keep loving you. They're regulating their emotions. They're calming their nervous system. They're giving themselves the room to breathe so they can return. And when they do return, it's not random. It's deliberate. It's chosen. It's them saying, "I could have stayed away, but I wanted to come back." The truth is, their love is often harder to spot because it's not loud. It hides in patience. It hides in showing up after distance. It hides in letting you closer than they let anyone else. Think of it like this. Some people express love like a summer storm. Sudden, heavy, all at once. The avoidance love is more like winter sunlight. It's softer, more fragile, but when it touches you, it's warm in a way that stays. The challenge is, if you're looking for constant reassurance, you'll miss it. If you measure love only by verbal expressions, you won't see it. Their love isn't in the words. It's in the rhythm. Close, space, return. And once you understand this rhythm, you stop panicking when they step back. You start noticing the courage it takes for them to step forward. Because for them, every step toward you is a choice to risk the one thing they've protected all their life, their heart. This is why their love looks different. It's not careless. It's not cold. It's calculated risk. It's learning to give more than feels safe, one small step at a time. And when you know how to see it, you realize it's been there all along. The first layer's signs, subtle but powerful. Once you understand why their love looks different, you can start to see it. But at first, it's faint, like distant footsteps in the dark. Small acts, quiet choices, moments so ordinary, they're easy to overlook. These are the first signs, the safe signs, the ones they can give, without feeling too exposed. Sign 1. They let you in, just a little. The avoidant doesn't share much. Not about their past, not about their feelings, not about what's on their mind. It's not because they have nothing to say. It's because every piece they share feels like a piece they could lose. So when they tell you something personal, even something small, it's not small to them. A quick memory from childhood, a small detail about their day, a thought they've been keeping in their head. It's them unlocking the door, just enough for you to peek inside. Most people would miss it, but you'll know it's a sign when you realize they've never told anyone else. Sign 2. They make quiet adjustments for you. An avoidant protects their routines, their independence, their way of doing things. But for you, they bend. They move their schedule around. They put something of yours in their space. They remember how you like your tea and make it that way without you asking. These things might seem small, but for them, it's a trade-off. They're giving up a piece of control to make space for you, and they don't do that for just anyone. Sign 3. They linger in your space. The avoidant doesn't hover. They don't fill silence with chatter, but when they love you, they stay. Maybe they're just sitting nearby while you work. Maybe they wander into the kitchen while you cook. Maybe they stretch out on the couch next to you, not saying much. This is them giving you their presence, not out of obligation, but because they want to be near you. And for someone who values space above all, that's love. Sign 4. They remember the small things. The avoidant might not say, "I'm thinking of you every day," but they'll show it. You'll mention your favorite snack, and it shows up in their kitchen. You'll tell them a random story, and they'll bring it up weeks later. You'll casually share a small dream you have, and months later, they'll ask you how it's going. For them, remembering is love. It's proof they were listening. It's proof you mattered enough to hold on to. Sign 5. They protect your comfort. They might not make a big deal of it. They might not announce it, but they watch for the little things. Pulling a blanket over you when you fall asleep. Standing on the outside of the sidewalk. Making sure you're safe before they go to bed. They won't always say the words. They won't always ask for thanks. But these quiet acts are how they say, "I've got you." These are the first signs, the safe signs, the signs they can give without risking the full weight of their heart. But when their feelings deepen, the signs change. They become riskier, more vulnerable, harder for them to hide. And that's where the second layer begins. The second layer signs when the guard slips. The first signs are controlled, safe, measured. They're given carefully, at a pace they can manage. But when their love deepens, something changes. The control slips, the guard lowers, and for a moment, they forget to protect themselves. These are the second layer signs, the unplanned ones, the raw ones, the ones they can't prepare for or take back. Sign 1. Unplanned affection. An avoidant rarely initiates touch. It feels too vulnerable, too exposing. But then, it happens without thinking. Their hand reaches for yours. They lean against you on the couch. They brush your hair away from your face. They might not even realize they've done it until it's too late. And sometimes, you'll see them pull back quickly, as if they caught themselves. But in that split second, you saw the truth. Sign 2. Emotional spillovers. They're careful with their feelings. They guard their inner world. They measure what they say. But in moments of deep connection, it spills. They tell you what's been weighing on them. They share a fear they've never said out loud. They talk about a hurt from years ago. And right after, They might change the subject or go quiet, not because it didn't matter, but because it mattered too much. You just saw the part of them they never wanted anyone to see. Sign 3. Letting you see the mess. Avoidants like to appear in control, put together, self-sufficient. But when they trust you, that image softens. They'll let you into their home when it's not perfect. They'll call you when they're tired, unshowered, worn out. They'll admit they don't have all the answers. To them, this is huge. It's letting you see them in their raw state, without their armor, without their mask. Sign 4. Protective instincts. This one isn't loud, but it's powerful. They keep an eye out for you in small ways. They slow their pace so you're not left behind. They check in when you're out late. They notice when you're uncomfortable and quietly remove you from the situation. It's their way of saying, "You're safe with me." Sign 5. Choosing to stay when it's hard. For an avoidant, conflict is a trigger. Tension makes them want to retreat. Arguments make them want to disappear. But deep love changes the rules. Even when it's uncomfortable, they try to work through it. Even when every instinct says run, they come back. It might not look perfect. It might not happen instantly. But the fact that they choose to stay is everything. These second-layer signs are risky for them. They're vulnerable. They're revealing. They're not calculated. They're not rehearsed. They happen because, in that moment, the love is stronger than the fear. And when that happens, you get a glimpse of their heart before the guard goes back up. From here, we move into something even more subtle. The ways they love you without using a single word. Love without words. Not all love is spoken. Not all love is written. Some of it is simply lived. For the avoidant, this is their safest language. It's quiet. It's controlled. It's steady. It allows them to love you without crossing into the terrifying territory of vulnerability too fast. In this space, they don't have to say, "I love you" to mean it. They don't have to make grand gestures to prove it. They just let their actions speak. Sign 1. Their presence at key moments. An avoidant may not always be there for every casual hangout, but they show up when it matters. The day of your big interview, when you've had a hard week, when you're quietly struggling and think no one notices. They might not arrive with flowers or speeches. They might just be there, sitting beside you, holding the space, letting you know you're not alone. For them, this isn't random. It's deliberate. It's love. Sign 2. Silent check-ins. The avoidant may not flood your phone with messages. They may not constantly ask, "Are you okay?" But you'll notice. They find their way to you when you need it. A late-night text. "Still up?" A sudden call just to ask a quick thing. But they linger on the line. This is how they make sure you're all right, without forcing you to explain everything. Sign 3. Quiet acts of care. Not dramatic, not showy, just small, thoughtful choices. They refill your water glass, fix something in your home without telling you, save you the last bite of dessert. They're not asking for recognition. They're not keeping score. They're just looking for ways to ease your day. In the background. Sign 4. Respecting your space. An avoidant knows the value of space. It's their language. And when they love you, they'll respect yours. They won't push you to talk before you're ready. They won't take offense if you need a quiet day. They'll give you breathing room without pulling away entirely. This is their way of saying, "I trust you to come back." Sign 5. Sharing time without needing noise. With many people, silence feels awkward. But with someone they love, an avoidant learns to share it. Reading together in the same room. Driving without filling the air with chatter. Just existing side by side. No pressure to entertain. No need to perform. Just comfort. Just presence. For them, this is intimacy. This is home. Love without words is their first safe territory. It's how they test trust. It's how they build a foundation without rushing the leap. But if you look closely, you'll notice something else. Even in their silence, they're learning to say more than they ever have before. And that leads to the rarest stage, when their walls lower enough to let you see the unfiltered truth of how much you mean to them. The rarest signs, when they finally let you in completely. You've seen the first signs. You've seen the slips. You've seen the quiet love without words. But this is different. This is when the avoidant stops managing how much they love you and simply lets it be. It's rare. It's vulnerable. And it's their truest expression of trust. Sign 1. Full emotional transparency. No edits. No filtering. No holding back until it feels safe. They tell you exactly what they're feeling, even when it's messy, even when they're afraid it might change how you see them. They might cry in front of you. They might tell you about a fear they've never shared. They might admit how much they need you. And for them, this is the ultimate risk. Sign 2. Future talk without fear. Avoidants usually avoid future talk. It feels like a trap. It feels like commitment is closing in. But when they trust you deeply, they begin to speak in we. We should try that restaurant next month. What if we went there next summer? Someday we should. It's not just about plans. It's about letting you see they imagine you in their tomorrow. Sign 3. Allowing dependence. An avoidant prides themselves on self-sufficiency. They hate needing anyone. But when they let you in completely, they'll ask for your help. They'll lean on you when they're tired. They'll admit they can't do something alone. It's not weakness. It's trust in its purest form. Sign 4. Introducing you to their closest circle. For some, this is easy. For them, it's monumental. Avoidants guard their inner world, and that includes the people they feel safest with. When they bring you into that space, when you meet the friend they've had for years, or the family they rarely talk about, it's their way of saying, "You're part of my life now." Sign 5. Letting the guard stay down. This is the rarest of all. It's not just moments of openness. It's a state of openness. They don't retreat after every vulnerable moment. They don't overthink every expression of care. They stop calculating how much to show. They're simply with you, fully, unarmored, and you can feel the difference. It's lighter, softer, warmer. For the avoidant, this is the closest thing to unconditional love they can give. It's not loud. It's not always obvious. But it's real. And it's rare. And if you've seen these signs, you've seen something most people never get to witness. You've seen an avoidant love with their whole heart. If this resonated with you, if you've recognized these moments in your own life, share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because sometimes, the quietest love stories are the ones that change us the most.